Hey guys, I'm trying something new today, as you maybe have seen. I did the nice intro thumbnail, we'll call it, and then I'm actually going live. Oh, turn up the light here. Going live within an event. So I am always working and trying to actually come up with some ideas as how to improve the live stream. And yeah, I see some people on the line. Hi, Robin, and two Robins. Hey, two Robins. So what I wanted to do today is actually do a session about hosts. Let me put the title. Yeah, because a lot of people have been asking about travel hosts. What's a host? Do I need a host? I'm also thinking about taking this specific video, putting it on YouTube, so people that are maybe not agent can review a little bit, and think about and see if they need a host and why they need a host. Um, Hi, Ellen. Hi, Mark. Hi, Celia. How? Yeah. Oh, nice. We have some people, and thank you everyone for joining. I know it was impromptu, and we just something that I wanted to do. I am doing a session tomorrow with a few agents that are part of hosts. So if you're part of a host and you've been with a host for at least, I would say at least a year, you're not an agency owner or a manager of the host. Yeah, hi Dale. Dale is one of our guests for tomorrow. So if you want to join me, just message me tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm doing like a live Q&A on certain hosts, some of them that you maybe haven't heard before, or some that you know. I think that right now is a good time to practice and try it out and see, maybe a new host is the right thing for you, or figure out if you actually do need a host or not. I wrote some, pointers, and the first one was, that I'm hearing a lot is who's the best host out there. So every time someone posts on our Facebook page, people are asking for recommendation for a host, and of course everyone's going to recommend their own host, because if you're not happy with the host that you are with, you are going to leave. So everyone has a recommendation, and they think that their host is the best. And you know what? It is possible. It's possible that their host is the best, but it's the best for them. So my point is, for this point, is that everyone has different needs, and everyone will have a different host that is right for them, that is perfect for them. Hey, Debbie. If anyone has any questions specifically that we can ask tomorrow, some of our attendees, some of the panelists, we'll call it, or in general for me, I'd love to answer. A second thing that I wanted to talk about, before you're actually even looking for a host, you need to figure out what type of travel are you going to sell, because there are specific hosts that focus on cruises, specific ones that are Disney oriented, specific that do more of a luxury. And there are some that are like mass market. It really depends on what it is that you want to sell. So that goes back to who's the best host. When you're looking for a host, the first thing you need to figure out is what you need. Some hosts offer GDS support, global distribution systems, option to book for corporate travel. Some focus highly on cruises. They'll have group rates. They'll have maybe better promotions out there. Of course, there are other models for hosts, models for consortia, and there are, of course, the ones that will say that they don't need a host at all. And we can talk about it at the end, or summarize it, and I'll tell you what I think about the concept. So one thing that you need to also decide when picking a host is the location of the host, and does it even matter to you? Does it matter to you if you are I'm currently in New Jersey? Does it matter to me if the host is in Florida or in California or in any other state? The one thing that you do need to probably take into consideration is, does your host or potential host has a seller of travel licenses? So if you are in New York, New Jersey, is your host allows you to actually contact and sell for Florida or California? Does your host have licenses in terms of selling insurance to everyone within your state or other states? So these are like key questions that you need to ask your host or find out with your host. I can tell you that most of, let's say, mid-size and higher, anywhere hosts between, I don't know, more than 3,000 agents, they'll probably be incorporated, or they have a seller of travel in Florida, California, Iowa, which are pretty much the major ones. Florida has, we can talk about Florida seller of travel. There's something that you can do on your own if you want to, or just get a waiver. California is a little bit trickier. Hey, Vicky. Again, we're doing a session on host. If anyone has any questions and you just joined, let me know. So again, location. Another thing, some hosts have trade shows, events. They might do local training sessions. So it depends if you need that local host, someone that you can reach out to, do some in-house training. Not everyone offers it. Some even offer maybe local, regional, and then of course national events. So again, it's really up to you and what you think that you will need. I see a host in general as a license. It's a system. It's Microsoft. It's Windows. You purchase a license to use, and it really depends what is right for you. Do you need a Microsoft computer, or do you need an Apple computer? It really depends on what it is that you need, and also depends on your experience level. There are some host agencies that are really good for experienced agents, whether they offer GDS support that I talked about for corporate travel. Some are not really doing a lot of training for beginner agents. If you don't have experience within the industry, 1 year, 2 year industry, 2 years in the industry, or you're not selling travel, they might not take you at all. Some require X amount of sales to actually be connected to them. Celia is saying the most important tool you need to succeed in this type of business. Not sure what you mean. What? Oh, the host. The host is the tool. I tend to agree. But again, I'll talk about it in the end. But I tend to agree that a host, for the majority of the agents, is a really strong tool that you can utilize. So again, depending on your experience level, some will take beginners and have some training courses. So it really depends on what it is that you need and what is your level. Some hosts will offer marketing support. Marketing support can be in terms of creating some social posts for you, giving you some pictures, maybe memes, stuff that you can use. I know with my host, they do a few things, but it also depends on what it is that you need. Some are offering like every door direct mail. Some are offering mailers, postcards, and some are actually connected into consortia, which we can talk about. And what's a consortia in general, but most hosts will be affiliated with a consortia that has a lot of marketing tools. So Michelle, let me see. One of our members yesterday, you can partner with a small agency who partners with a larger host, providing you with many amenities of the large host while giving the intimate experience of a large agency. Yeah, I agree that you can have the best of both worlds. And we'll talk about the model. There are tons of models. There are tons of options. I'll explain what I'm doing at the end with the Q&A. And this is kind of what I am doing for me and my agents. Something important that you guys should know with hosts, you can have more than one. Most of them will allow you to connect to be affiliated with more than one host. It's a matter of the price, the fees, and we'll talk about fees. But you can be affiliated with two hosts if you want to. Second, another issue is that I'm hearing is the size of the host. What do you guys think? Does size matters? Now with size, the size when it comes to selling travel, the more you sell, the higher your level would be in terms of commission. So commission levels will be higher if your agency sells $10 million with that specific supplier. If you are focusing on cruises, you want your host to sell a lot of cruises, so you'll have the ability to get top level commissions on all cruise lines. Now, if you are selling cruises and you're selling land, and one time you'll sell something that is luxury, you maybe want an agency, again, that is not highly focused on cruises, but sells a lot of things. So you'll have, with a lot of tour operators, with some DMCs, destination management companies, they'll have contracts, maybe they'll have air consolidators. All of these exist with the medium-sized to big hosts, and you as a small agency will have that tool. So that's pretty much the reason why you would affiliate yourself and sign up with the host, just for the size. Now, if I'm a big agency, I sell $5-6 million, and I sell it all with Royal Caribbean. That's my niche. I only sell Royal Caribbean. Do I need a host? Probably not. If 100% of my business is Royal Caribbean, I'm top tier with them. I get the 16% commission. I get the bonus kickbacks. I get everything. I don't need a host for that. But if I sell 90% Royal Caribbean or 80% Royal Caribbean and 20% is Funjet or 20% is Carnival, I might need a host. Now, I can take a host just for my Carnival business or just for my Mark Travel or Apple Leisure Group, just for them, and keep my Royal Caribbean as an independent agency. So you do have the hybrid option, but what you want is size. You want to produce more and more sales, whether with that specific host or with that specific supplier. The more you sell, the higher the perks are with the host and with the actual supplier. Now, one more thing to consider for hosts is the price. Like, how much will it cost you? I see a lot of people saying, I don't want to be affiliated with a host. I'll be on my own, because the host, they charge me $25 a month or $50 a month. Or the other thing to consider with cost is the split. And the split of commission means when you're selling a cruise, for example, or a land package, let's say you get $500 as commission. The host gets the money. The host gets the $500 in commission, and then you have a split for the most part. Let's say your split is 90-10 or 80-20. That means the host will keep 80% of the host keeps 20% of the commission. So for 500, the host will get $100 and you will get 400. Okay, the host gets the money and then they transfer it to you. You don't get it directly from the supplier. Now, so why does it even make sense to work with the host? Because they're taking 20% of your commission, of your profit. Now, if you're at 10% commission selling Royal Caribbean, and remember that commission, let's say your sale was, let's say $5,000, and you're getting 10%. That's $500. It's all to you. You get it. You don't split with anyone. You're at the you just started. You get 10%, $500. Now you take the same sale and you put it through a host. Now with the host, let's say that you're getting 15%. So that 15% turns out to $750. So with the $750, right? I hope you follow me. There's a split. Let's say there's an 80. Let's say there's a 90-10 split. Okay. So the 90% means that the host gets 75 and you get the rest, which is 675. So if you're on your own, you get 100% of your commission. You don't need to split with anyone. No one is taking nothing from your cut. You're making $500 because you're selling and you're earning at 10%. But if you have a host that makes 15 or 16%, and your cut is 90-10, and you get to keep 90 for the same scenario, you will make $675. So you're making $175 more for that specific sale, even after the host took 10%. Now, if it's 20%, it's still $600. You're still going to make $100 more. That's 20% more after the host took 20% from you. Okay? You're actually paying to have the association, the split, the 10%, the 20%. And there are some hosts that offer 100%. So there are 100% programs out there. They're more expensive. Their fees are really high. They might be only for agents who sell, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, but they exist. But something to consider, I think, in general, if you are making 10% on tour operators, on cruises, insurance, you want to affiliate yourself with some sort of a consortia, co-op, host to maximize the commission. If you are on your own and you are selling more than 2-3 suppliers, then for the most part, it will make sense for you to connect with the host. Again, as I was saying, you don't have to funnel all of your business directly with the host. You can, if you have your own IATA, CLIA, TrueCar, there's tons of options to book on your own. It's fine. You keep that business. If you're making 10% with Disney, you're making 10% with directly from hotels, keep it. You don't need to split that. If you have your own IATA or you have options, you can do that and work on your own. But for the other things that you're making 10, 11, 12%, but the host gets 15, 16, 18%, that's where you want to utilize the power of the host. Now, a host will also offer support in case you need any help. So for my example, if you work with a specific company, let's say you work with Apple Leisure Group a lot, but for some reason you booked American Airlines vacation because that was the best option for that specific client. Now, you don't have a relationship personally with American Airlines vacation because you don't use them a lot. I personally use a lot of United vacations, but I do have an issue right now and I have a problem. I can reach out to my host and ask them to reach out to a BDM, a sales manager, someone that can actually help, and I can leverage my sales with the host. So the host can say to that specific supplier, look, this is one of our top producers. This is one of our great agents, superstar agents. Please help them. This is our introduction. Please make sure that you give them the assistance like it was us. And then you utilize the relationship that the host has, and you basically get it even without sales, because it's all about the relationship. It's either you have the relationship with the supplier or with the host. If you have enough sales with both, then you have best of both worlds. And today, and they know, the supplier know it. With most cruise lines, they will offer, you'll have a BDM for your host and you'll have a local BDM. So if your BDM is located in California and you're in New York, you'll have one for California and you have one local. I think for the most part, it seems like the days have gone that they have like a national accounts BDM, or there's something. And even with the territories, they know that with the host agencies model, because a lot of the agents actually work from home, that the territory doesn't really exist anymore. And they just allow people to, the host and then the BDMs to support each other. Again, if anyone has any questions, let me know. My model, the way that I work, I have my own IATA, I have my own CLIA, and I'm also affiliated with a host. And what I did with my host is they allowed me to create a mini host under me. So I have a few agents under me, and I am a host under Travel Planners, which is my host. But we run our own team. We have the relationship with the suppliers. And again, as I've mentioned, if there's a specific supplier that I don't sell a lot and I need the contact, they'll connect me with them. They'll email, they'll make calls. And sometimes even with the relationship that you have, I can sell 5-10 million, but the host will probably sell 100-200 million. So, and they have 4,000 or 5,000 agents versus me that I have 10. So it is the matter of size. It's how much you sell, and that's how much power you have. So I'm utilizing the power when I need to. The majority of my business is booked through the host. I do sometimes book separately on my own, and normally it's because I need some contracts. They want agency owner, they want some signatures, and I just don't want to involve the host. So I just do it on my own IATA and just do it separately. It just makes, normally for buyouts, for really large groups, that's what I will do. Something important that I haven't mentioned is error and omission insurance. Some hosts offer error and omission to all of their agents. Some have really high deductible, some don't even offer the insurance. Double check, see what your host offers. E&O insurance depends on how many agents you have. If you have like a mini host concept, or how much you sell. So if you sell 500 or 1 million or 5 million, 10 million will depend on the policy. Whether your deductible, if it's 500 or 5,000, it will affect your actual policy. So just look at that and think if you need it. It's insurance. In case you need it, it's a good thing. If you never use it, you spend money. That's how it is. So I would love to hear from you if you guys have any questions, because we're doing a panel. Well, not a panel. We're doing like a Q&A with a few hosts. If you are looking to maybe switch, maybe you want to see if the grass is actually greener on the other side, either find the post at the events and post it there and ask the question. You want to message me, you want to email me with questions. My email for the group is it's Travel Agents Helping Each Other. So the initial TAHEO at MFTGRP. That's my agency, Memories Forever Travel Group. So Travel Agents Helping Each Other at memoriesforevertravelgroup.com. You can send me questions, and I'll gladly ask the agents. If you are with the host and you've been with the host for over a year, you're happy or you're not happy, come live. We'll ask you questions. I promise not to. I'll try and get you the questions beforehand so you can answer them. Dale is saying that he is forever thankful this year that he has a host with all the madness and everything that's going on. It is. I can honestly say that I've seen a lot of frustrations with agents. I don't know if they are with the host or they were independent. Maybe the host themselves dropped a few people and support. I saw the gap. I saw that a lot of people are, didn't know what to do. That's why I actually started with these live sessions, and we started pushing a little bit more towards training. This doesn't come as a replacement for a host and the support. It does help. It does help that we have this group to support each other. I know with my host, we have a very active Facebook group as well. We do Facebook Lives, similar to what I'm doing right now. So it does help. I'm not seeing any questions right now, but again, I want to say that I see a lot of, I'll call it misconception. People think, host is only for beginner agents. I don't need a host because I don't need anyone to, take some of my money. If you missed the calculation, I can even put it in. For the most part, unless you're selling a lot with one specific supplier, having a host will make sense. Host fees are normally initial $59.99 setup, and then the monthly fee is between, I don't know, $20 to $80 a month. I guess it depends on your plan, depends on the host. So you need to decide if you are selling enough for the split, for the extra commission that you're getting to cover that monthly fees. I would say have a host in addition to what you're already doing, just so you'll have access to their, if you're selling cruises, group cruises, if you are selling, sometimes we see our BDMs, they promote extra $50 booking fee. Sometimes you'll see online free chocolate strawberries. They do like chocolate covered strawberries, bottle of wine, specialty dining for cruises. And I see sometimes the frustration is like, oh, how do I actually get this? Why is it not? Why does cruise.com? Why do they have it and we don't? Normally, when you're affiliated with a larger host, with a larger maybe a consortia, you will get access to some of these promotions that are out there and available for the host and the agents, and you won't get it when you're on your own. Again, that probably works 90% of the time. If you are heavily focused on one or two specific suppliers and you're top tier with them, then maybe a host is not for you, but that will probably be the only situation. So I'm not seeing any questions. I hope I kind of gave you a quick rundown on why I think you need a host or consider a host. And I would highly recommend for you to see if the grass is greener on the other side. It might not be. You might also find out you picked your perfect host for you. I know I started with the host that wasn't a match for me, and after a while, I just moved to another one. And for now, I'm happy with where I am. It really depends on your business and how it changes. So join me tomorrow. I will post this video on YouTube as well. If you're seeing this on YouTube, maybe you're a new agent looking to become a travel agent, subscribe, like the page. And once you picked your host and once you start working as a travel agent, you can request to come and join us into the group, because our group is closed for travel agents only. Karen is asking, how can a co-op help with bringing in extra revenue? There's another model like a consortia co-op, again, depending on what you consider a co-op, but some pretty much do the same. They combine the buying power of multiple hosts or multiple agencies and give you a better commission. Sometimes they'll charge a fee to be associated with that co-op or with that consortia, and some won't. And they're just, let's say the consortia sells $10 million, they'll get a kickback. They'll get like 1% of the commission or 10% from the entire commission. That won't come from you. You might get the commission directly. again, this is for agency owners that want to affiliate with Travel Co-op. If you are with if you're independent and you have some sort of a consortia or a Travel Co-op, I would love to have you tomorrow. I am not 100% familiar with the concept itself. I've tried it before on air, but never on the actual with tour operators or cruises. So I'd love to know how it actually works. If there's a real benefit to it. So yeah, reach out to me. I'd love to have you again tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, or we can do 2 sessions. That's it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow.